Do my arms look weird?
Uh, Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Naked Truth. I'm your host, John, joined by my lovely co-host, Jen. I need to say this. We were thinking about dressing up. We were like, nah, let's just go on as ourselves. What the heck?
No,
So
we're
this
dressing
is,
up.
we just like to kind of dress like this on occasion.
I think we should dress up for all of the podcasts.
Yeah, it's a lot of outfit
A,
changing.
a different theme every time.
So there you go. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
I want to say we were really blown away by all the feedback we got from our first podcast. We didn't know how it was going to go, and we got all this wonderful comments and everything from people who listened to it. It was really more well received than I ever could imagine. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. We're on YouTube video, which is at Naked Truth 9999, and we're also on Instagram now. We have our own Instagram, the dot Naked Truth Podcast, at the dot Naked Truth Podcast. So
I need
please,
glasses.
yeah, she needs glasses. So follow us, please follow us, and subscribe, comment. You can comment on there if you like anything or you have some ideas. And we'd appreciate that because we're always looking for show ideas. But tonight, Jen, you want to tell them what the theme is tonight?
The theme is very apropos. It's the horror stories of dating online. How do you
That's
like that?
right. Yes, Jen actually came up with that herself with no help from AI. So I thought that was pretty awesome. So great job, Jen. This is why she's my co-host. And we're going to start. Let's just kind of start with.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for dressing up with me. It's
You're
really
welcome.
cool.
You're welcome.
I'm thrilled. I mean, I obviously you and I don't have dates tonight,
Yeah,
and we're not going to parties,
that's
but
correct.
we got our own little party going on.
Yes. So let's just start this off with a bang. It's not really a horror story, although it can be a horror story. And I have a horror story related to this question, but I'm just going to throw this down just to get us rolling. So, how do you know if a girl wants you to kiss her? Like at the end of a date, is there like a hair flip, like a twist of an arm, some kind of like a signal, like or not kiss? Like I want to know because I don't generally kiss on the first date, even if I'm getting, and I don't know, maybe I'm getting signs, maybe I'm not, but like answer that question because this has been a mystery for me forever.
That's interesting. Are you asking me or the
I
audience?
am asking you because
Okay,
like you're
well,
the co-host.
for sure, I know. So, when I first started dating, I thought it was kind of weird when people would go in for a kiss on the first date. I was like, that's kind of that. I was married for 25 years.
Yes.
That's all I knew. And so now I
Yes.
start dating, and people are like, after the first date, we go for like pizza and salads and wine, and they're like coming in for the deep throat. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. But now I have to say that if they don't kind of go in and at least hug me, that's weird. If they don't hug
Yeah.
me, that's weird.
Yeah. If they
And
don't hug you is weird, right? I agree.
it's just a little. We just spent all this time, and it's kind of like being on an airplane. When you're dating, you kind of just share things and random things. So no, I think level one is a hug, and if you're
Yeah.
kind of hitting it off, you come in for the kiss for sure. Absolutely,
Tongue?
that's
Are we doing tongues?
a little bit of tongue, not a full deep tongue, just a little bit of tongue. A
All
little,
right.
yeah, that's what I
Just
think.
just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. Well, what
That's
about
good.
you? What if a girl came in and gave you a kiss?
Well, that actually is my story. Thank you for asking. So, I
Is this
had
is this a horror story?
it is a little bit of horror story. I'm just telling you, I know how you girls feel when you're being kissed by a guy you don't want to be kissed by, and I'm sure every girl has been through that because I went through that as a man, and I've always been a man, just to be clear. That sounded a little strange. Okay, so
So the
I
woman
was,
comes in.
uh,
Describe it in detail. I want
yes,
like the
I'm.
details.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Okay, so here it is. I take. So I had a dentist at the time, and she was very attractive, and she said, I have my sister is single, and she's looking to be set up, and I'm like, okay, she's my dentist is attractive, and I felt like, okay, it's reasonably uh, you know assume safe to assume that her sister is going to be attractive. So
Sure.
it was a blind date. So I pick her up, okay, and I made two mistakes. Took her to a movie and took her to dinner. So first date, you know, I don't want to be in the movie. You're not talking.
Wait, dinner first or movie first?
Dinner first,
Okay,
dinner
okay, that
first.
works. Yeah.
But still, like, I don't, I don't want to be crass here, but a blind date, you're just kind of meeting to. You don't want to be laying down some serious coin on somebody that maybe there isn't anything there with, right? Because
Yeah,
that
legit. Yep.
can get expensive. And this is a while ago. I was probably late 30s. So we go, and we have dinner. She was nice. There was just nothing that I found personally attractive about her, and I knew this was not going to be a dating situation. And I then we went to the movie, and I remember what the movie was. It was Something About Mary. It was right when that came out. So whenever
Oh,
that was,
it was a long
it's
time
a
ago.
while ago. It's
It was
but this is how long it's
many
they.
of our listeners were probably in grade school then.
That's right, or not. so then I drive her home, and I remember I had a Jeep at the time, and I was leaving the next day to drive to North Carolina to go on vacation, and I'm like, well, thanks for a nice evening. I'll call you or something like that, right? And she
Did you
would
shake her hand?
she wouldn't get out of my car. She wouldn't. She would just. She's like, yeah, and she just wouldn't get out. And I was like, okay, she's clearly waiting for me to do
Go
something.
in. Go in.
So, all right, I'll lean over, I'll give her a little peck on the cheek, like, very kind of thing. So I lean over, and she starts like shoving her tongue down my throat. And she had this really bad perfume on, and which really stunk up my car the entire trip down the next day. That's beside the point. But I felt a little violated. Like I felt like weird, like because it's probably the first time and maybe only time I've actually kissed somebody I didn't want to kiss,
Mm-hmm.
didn't think about it, and it just felt really icky and weird. That's all I can tell
Gross.
you.
Gross. Yeah. Yucky. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
So that's a horror story from a while ago. What was that? The
yeah, but
80s?
it's still no. This is probably the '90s, sometime late
I
'90s,
can
late.
relate. I can relate. I know.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
around.
I was
Uh,
around.
it was late '90s. But anyways, I that's my story. I felt like, oh boy, I don't want to experience this again. I remember leaving, and I just remember that the perfume just lingered for a long
Okay.
time. So it kind of kept me. So have you ever been kissed by a guy you didn't want to be kissed by?
I'm sure I have. None of that rings a bell for me in terms of my horror stories, though. I mean, yeah. Oh, I have one horror story. This was
Okay.
part of the ones I was thinking of. So, meet this guy. It's like this restaurant here in town that I really had never been to, but it's nice. And we show up, and he didn't look, I'm sure you've had this, anything like his pictures. I mean, I was like, I mean, were the pictures from your 20s and now you're 58? It was like a total mismatch. And he's really bravado, like telling me about all his stuff and this, and I'm building a house and this, and I'm just so grossed out by it. And then he starts to like kind of pet me. Like we're sitting at the table and our arms are here, and he's like petting me. And I felt like, and I kept kind of moving away. And I think at one point I even said, "You've got to stop. Like that's too much." Because it was just, I mean, he was like
Right.
petting and like
Right.
touching, and I was like, "Oh my God, who is this?" It was so bizarre. It was weird. So, that was I'm sure I've been kissed before when I haven't wanted to be, but this was a very, he was just egregious in your face and just petting me. I mean, really totally petting me. So,
That was
no,
an
that's what,
unwanted
yes,
petting. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes. By
That's
somebody who's yucky and full of himself and thinking that it's okay to touch me and that I'm okay with that. So, anyways, yeah.
that's a dating foul for sure. Absolute dating foul.
Big foul, yes. So that was nothing kissing wise comes to me, but the petting
The petting.
certainly. Oh my goodness, for sure.
So how, I mean, how do we know as men, because usually men are the ones to initiate, not always, but
Hmm.
how do we know? Because I just feel like every woman should come with her own instruction manual because you guys are all different. And sometimes
Yeah,
it's just like I've had people say, I was just throwing down all the signs, didn't you know? And I'm like, no, not really, because somebody else, like, you think you're getting signs, you're not.
yeah.
It's so hard to tell. So I think there should be like a some kind of universal signal. Maybe we could just make this up right now. Maybe we
Let's
could
do
make
it. Maybe
it.
it's
All
like
right. Okay.
a hand jive,
Yes.
some part of that, right? I mean, some
Something.
sort of handshake or like a signal, like
Right. Right. Something
yeah,
like
right.
that. That say it's okay to come
This,
in.
it's okay to come in. Come on in.
Come on in. So that's
Right? That's what we did. Come on in.
just do that. All right. Come on in. Okay. I like
That's a
that.
good one. I like that, right?
I
Two
like that.
fingers means like you paid attention. Come on in.
What's like? Don't get don't get near me. Don't touch me. What would that?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, let's think about that. What would it be? Um,
Um,
I just thought of something really gross. Like if you clear your throat really hard,
what if you do that anyways?
well, then you're out. You are out.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
yeah, even though we need a hand signal. What do you think? Yeah, that's a little bit too much in your face, though. We might, not that I'm afraid of hurting people's feelings. I'm only responsible for my own
How
feelings.
about this?
But
How about like that?
that might mean like, come on in, though. Ooh, come on in.
That's
I
true.
think, yeah, that's like a, I'm
How about
open
something
for
with the
you.
elbow? Like it's like I'm not feeling it. Listen, I'm giving you the elbow. I'm giving you the elbow.
Instead of fist bumping them, you elbow bump them like we did during COVID.
Right.
That is a
That's
definitely,
right.
that means back off.
That's right. Don't
There
touch
you
me.
go.
Stay 6 feet away. Yeah, the whole deal.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the elbow bump. That means
Okay.
don't come in. They come
All
in and
right.
they're like, and you go,
Can we make this universal? Do you think?
I think so. I think so. I think
All
it's
right.
brilliant. Okay, let's talk
So
about come
this
in. Come
this
in
is coming
is
in here. Come on, like yeah. But like,
pay
are
attention.
you
It's
like?
like pay attention. It's like this, but it's
Can you
here.
be
Pay
subtle? Just kind
attention.
of like this? Can you just be kind of talking and be
Yeah, and
like
then,
this?
but it really means this. Come on
Right.
in. Okay.
Okay.
And if you don't want it, you go, somebody comes in for a hug or a kiss and you go, elbow bump.
Right.
I
Okay.
think that's funny.
I
I think that's
like it.
really,
I
it's
love it.
universal.
I
We've
think
just
we
made it
just
universal.
which will lessen all the rejection for people in the world because now you
Right?
have these two universal signs. Start using them, people, so men and
And
women know.
John, and somebody goes like, "Oh, I didn't." If somebody says, "Oh, you just gave me the elbow bump," that means I shouldn't come in. You go, I don't know what you're talking about." Like you
Right.
pretend like you don't know,
Right.
but you
Exactly.
still don't want them to come in. So maybe you just admit that you know what it is.
All right. I like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. A lot of
So,
different scenarios here.
all right. So, let's talk about a little
A
bit
horror story.
a horror story. You have a horror story?
I do. Don't
I want
you?
to hear it. Yes, I want to see how I'm going to see, ladies first. So I want to
It's a
see what yours
little
is like.
risque though, but it's pretty interesting. It
I,
is
I
interesting.
is this like a PG-13 podcast or just like an
Mm,
R? We're not
I don't
going.
think I
We're not
haven't been
going to the
swearing
N's.
yet. You didn't swear yet, did you?
I
I
don't think
definitely didn't
so.
swear.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's not PG-13 for sure. No, this is interesting. So as a woman, I'm really very aware of my safety. We'll talk about that at the end.
Yes.
Um, I vet people. I don't give my number out. We'll talk about all of that. Um, so I meet this guy for a cocktail. Very nice. He's originally from out of town, but now he lives here. And we're talking. Everything's very normal. I'm like, there's no, he wasn't what I expected. Whatever. That's a whole nother episode. But so I'm thinking like he's nice. I'm gonna hang out and get to know him. And but he's not for me. And so I text him as I always do, and I say, thank you so much. I really enjoyed getting to know you. I don't think we're a romantic connection. And he said, yeah, that's fine, no problem. And then like probably a week later, he texts me. You don't know this story, and I specifically didn't tell you because maybe I did tell you this story.
I don't think so.
Okay. And so he starts texting me and he's like, hey, I arrange things for people who want things arranged. And I'm like, I'm not quite reading you. What are you talking about? And he says, well, professional women like you, sometimes they don't get their needs met, and I can arrange things. Did I tell you this story, John?
I don't think so.
And so I'm like, I'm not quite understanding what he's saying. And so he says, and I mean, maybe I'm naive. Whatever. So, and just curious what he means by that. So, um, he says, well, professional women like you sometimes have sexual fantasies, and I can arrange those for you. And something about, I don't know, trying to say nice things to me, like, oh, you have so much to worry about during that, whatever. And I can arrange these things. And if you'd like, I think he said something about I direct them. That's what he said. I direct them. And I'm still not understanding. I mean, so he said sexual fantasies, but like, what does he mean he directs them? So I ended up showing it to a friend of mine, a guy friend of mine, and he was like, Jen, he's trying to like hook you up with other women and he's going to film it. And I mean, I was blown away. I mean, I think I'm pretty sad. I was like, I mean, I knew it was something raw and kind of just bizarre, but I did not think it was this. So, and I ended up writing him and I said, I'm like, well, what do I say? Holy shit, like he's got my number. And I mean, I'm freaked out, this guy. So, and he's not a slug. I mean, he's, older, successful, looks the part. I mean, you would never be like, oh my gosh. So I ended up writing him and telling him, please don't contact me again. And he
Right.
has not ever. But I think I was blown away at one drink, one time, and he goes to talking about setting up sexual escapades for me. It was truly, I was blown away.
Well, he's a businessman, right?
Clearly.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't
So
think it
what's
took one drink. What I don't think he was. It sounds like he was after your business, not really after your
I was
date.
going to ask you that. I was going to
That's
ask you
right.
that. So he really had no interest in dating me at all. He had interest in making money. At
Right.
Yeah.
He was
So
successful. He was trying to get more successful, I guess. That's what it seems like to me. But
I don't think that's how he built his success, but which is whatever. I mean, so for me, I think I'm pretty educated. I'm kind of savvy. I grew up in the hood, and it took me a while to kind of pick up. I mean, I knew there was something when he said I can, arrange sexual fantasies. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Did you
right.
see that?
Yes, I did. I saw the sign. There it is.
Um, but and I was not doing that to him. but so anyways, it was very interesting that one, he thought that I would be interested in that, and two, that there are clearly other people out there. And no judgment. I could give two shits. I really, everybody doing their own stuff. But it was just fascinating. So I think, that was for me, a standout, I wouldn't say horror story, but a standout like freak surprise. Ah,
That's yeah. I've never had a horror story like that before. I've had people that have broken into my apartment. That's right. I've had yeah. So I'll just tell the story.
wait, wait, wait. Yeah, somebody you dated or you were going to date
Somebody I
or what?
dated.
Tell the
Somebody I
story.
dated.
Yeah.
Somebody I dated. Yeah, yeah. So I was. This is a while ago, but thankfully, a lot of my horror stories happened when I was younger. I haven't had any really bad ones like this in a while, thankfully. I only want one of these ever. So I was dating somebody and I went off to Europe for a few months to do a semester abroad in my late 20s. And on that trip were four guys and eight girls. And I knew immediately I was in trouble, and ended up, you know, uh, getting together with one of the women on the trip through when we were
Only
in,
one? You
well
were due for two.
we're in Paris. I mean, it's like, come on, I'm in my 20s, right? So I I'm in the we're in Paris and all that, and I knew this woman. She was actually living in my house, supposed to be taking care of my fish. I had some aquariums. She didn't, but that's another story. But so after the time, I fly home. We see each other. Great to see you. Blah blah blah. But very quickly, I just say, look, I met somebody else and on the trip, and we're going to continue seeing each other, whatever. So we split up within a few days. She moved herself out,
Wow.
and I got a call. So I'm with my new girlfriend or whatever in my apartment, and it's a split level, and there's kind of an L-shaped building, and there's a railing that you can actually climb over onto the deck of my porch. And so I get a call from her on my answering machine. This is how long ago this is. and and she didn't leave a message, but I'm like, oh, this is weird. And then I hear somebody downstairs trying to get into my house, trying to get the key in the thing, and I had deadbolted the doors downstairs. And so I was like, you know, oh boy, like this is, I hope she goes away because I deadbolted and not going to work. Then I hear her go upstairs, climb over to my upstairs porch, which I did not deadbolt because I didn't have one because it's a porch door. And she's trying to get the key in there. And it has one of those little square windows at the top.
Yeah.
It's a wooden door. So I quickly run as I hear somebody trying to get in. And I just kind of pushed myself against the door at the bottom so she couldn't see me. It was very dark. And I was like, just waiting for her to go away. And she gave up. She kind of climbed back over. And, I'm looking out that little window to the parking lot because I can see, and I'm waiting to see her car start, her lights come on, and her to drive away. So I know she's gone. I go back to bed. This is like 2:30 in the morning, right?
Wow.
So, so I'm looking, and I hear this John, and I turn around. She's in my apartment right behind me on the second floor. So she broke in through the window downstairs, came up the
No.
stairs, turned right, and I'm sitting there. If she turned left, this is my other girlfriend hiding in the closet at this point. And so
Oh,
I
that's
was like, oh boy, like I got to think. So I'm like, get downstairs and blah, 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 blah. And I said, give me my key back, please. She did. And I told her it's like her mom had been calling, worried about her, where she was, and things like that. There's no cell phones back then. And I said, your mom's, I think her mom had been ill And I said,
Hmm.
you shouldn't keep your mom worried like that, about where you're at. And all of a sudden I just hear this whack, and she slaps me right across the face. The only time I've ever been slapped in my life. So
No.
yeah, I take her by the shoulders and I marched her like 4 feet to the door and kind of like, bye. And, that was the end of that. So that's my
She
horror
never
story.
came back around?
No, no, no. We are actually Facebook friends today. And I haven't brought that incident up, but we stayed kind of, I mean, obviously didn't talk to her for a while, and then she may have apologized later. I don't know. But I actually set her friend up with a good friend of mine, and Todd, if you're watching this, and they are still married. They just celebrated their whatever 31st wedding anniversary.
That's amazing.
So I stayed in touch with her, and I'm like, "Hey, you got any friends?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got this friend," and set them up, and then bam, there you go. Which brings back to the whole dating app thing, right? They didn't meet
I
on dating
agree.
app. I think people need to set people up more with their
I
friends.
agree. Well, yep, absolutely. I think people are afraid to do that though. Don't you? A little bit of
Yeah,
trepidation.
I'm not really. I'm not
I'm not
afraid.
either.
Yeah, it's just like I don't think it's a reflection on, you think, hey, this might work out. I don't blame anybody if it doesn't work out. It is what it is.
Well, quite on the contrary, if they're not fixing me up, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, get out there, scour the grounds, find some good peeps for me.
Yeah.
So I'm upset when they don't.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yeah, I love it. I think it's wonderful for sure.
So,
So wait,
yes.
do you have any horror dating stories from this decade?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say it was horror. I would just say it's off-putting. I would
Well, mine
say
was not horror. I mean, I wasn't gonna
I
get
mean,
slashed, but
I never got solicited for porn, so I don't know if I can I don't know if I can compete with
senior
that.
porn.
That's right. I don't know if I can compete with that, but I will tell you a story that happened. This is recent. This has been the last few months,
Great.
right?
That's yes.
So took place when I was in my 30s. So um,
Yes, of course.
so I had met somebody on an app here in town. We met for an hour. Seemed to go fine. Not feeling one way or the other than like, hey, she's an active girl. She was in my field, my profession, our field, profession, a therapist. We had a lot in common. So definitely second date worthy. So second date we went and we kind of did a little hike. We were supposed to go on a bigger hike, but something happened with her son and she had to cut it short. She didn't really go into what. The son is 22 years old, I believe,
Oh,
and
I was picturing like seven.
he does play a role in this story later. So 21, 22, 23, somewhere in there. So an adult. So we just did a few hours, had a nice time, had good conversation. I thought it was good. And then the third date, we did a bigger hike, and I think she struggled quite a bit on the hike. She was a mountain biker, so she's in shape to some degree, right? I mean, you got to be to ride a mountain bike. But I think she had a hard time on the hike. But we were together 6, 7 hours, and I remember her saying that she was a marine biology major when she was younger, and then switched to psychology. I'm like, no way! Like, I was a marine biology major and then switched to psychology, and she's like, yeah, well, I think a lot of therapists have done that. And I'm like, okay, well, I thought it was kind of a coincidence, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a big deal. It was just like it was a little like, wow. So on the
So invalidating to be
yeah,
she's a therapist and she knows how to validate people. That wasn't very validating, Missy.
well, it's just like, oh wow, really cool. Like it's a topic for conversation. I thought, apparently not. So anyway, she was struggling on the hike, which I don't know. I go back and forth. Like I don't want to make every. I waited for her, and I was very gentlemanly like and things like that. It didn't bother me at all. But I think a lot of people don't like that being waited on that way, and I think that could be a whole nother episode because I've had several arguments. Oh, I got another horror story from about this decade. Remind me later. It has to do with
Great. Okay.
has to do with Iceland. So anyway, so we complete the hike, and I might have cracked a joke at one point that maybe she didn't find so funny, that maybe was kind of like a little sexual innuendo, which
What was it?
it's our third date. We're 6, 7 hours in. I feel like, okay, at this point, so on the way down, she says,
Had you gone in?
no,
Okay.
nothing. 3 dates, nothing, no rubbing, no.
Hmm.
We were COVID status, okay?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
and I said, hey,
Got it.
we went up the Aspens. I go, let's get a picture of us, right? And she just kind of does this like lean in thing like this, but she, there's no arms around it. There's nothing. It's just,
Hmm.
and so, which I thought was interesting. And I just, at this point, I'm like, I'm not feeling it from this person at all. Like, I think this
Yeah.
is going to be a friend situation at best. So on the way down, she goes, she goes, my butt's going to be so sore from this hike. Well, that's a slow pitch. I couldn't resist. So I might have said, well, tell all your friends that I made you sore or something like that. And she goes, oh boy. And I said,
That's pretty good, John.
isn't that what
That's
every
pretty
guy wants
good.
to hear? Like, I go, isn't that what every guy wants to hear? And she did kind of chuckle, but I'm just like, okay, if she can't handle that, I'm just being playful and fun and
I
trying to
think
be
it's funny.
fun.
It's. I just picture her very conservative and very and pissed off by that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's hard to say, but she didn't laugh. Let's just say that. Which I've
I
said that
laughed.
to like four different females, and they all have laughed, but she didn't laugh. And so I'm just like, yeah, this. I just by that point I just knew like this was not gonna really go.
Yeah.
So we did go out to dinner after that because I said, hey, let's go hike and do dinner, and so we did, and had some decent conversation. But I just found her to be cold
Hmm.
ish, just kind of like her. Just I don't think towards me. Just I think that's just who she is. I think her personality. I think,
Yeah.
anyways. So I had already made the mistake of asking her to go to a concert in a couple of weeks
Oh
before
God,
this date. I know. Well,
you just wrapped yourself in for another
I
couple weeks.
know, I know. Well,
That
I
was
was excited
risky
after the
move.
second date, and I was like, okay, and I have somebody to go to this concert with. Great.
Hmm.
So she said yes. So I wait a week after that date, and I say, hey, are you still interested in going to this concert? And I was kind of hoping she was saying no.
Yeah.
It was a slow pitch. It was like a very easy out. And she's like, yep, nope, still good to go. We're all good. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, so now you're on date number five.
No,
That
this was
you're on
text.
date. That was four. Oh no. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that was three
Got
was
it.
the hike, was the big hike
Yeah,
that all happened.
got it. That was
So
text.
texted her a week later, and then so this concert was about 9 days from that last text. So the day before the concert, I get a text from her. Hey, I just think we want different things. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to go to the concert. And I'm like, and I totally,
That's
obviously, right,
that's bad.
right.
Bad
And I like,
form.
I agree. She
Hmm.
should have said this a week ago. I would have time to find. So I said, I totally agree. This has really felt like a friendship from the beginning because it had.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, how about we just go to the concert as friends? Like, let's just call it
Hmm.
friends and, it'll
Yeah.
be fun. She was like, yeah, it'll be fun. So the next day comes because the concert's the next day. 2 hours before the concert, I get a text. Hey, my son, the same son that she had to leave our
Hmm.
second date
Yeah.
early for, is in Phoenix, missed his flight or his ride or something, and I have to go get him. And I'm
Nope.
like, unbelievable. So at this point, I'm thinking, this isn't even a friend at this
Mm-mm.
point,
No. No.
right?
Who would treat somebody like that? That's so. And it's so
Yeah,
rude and so, I mean, just and disingenuous. And this is, we talked a lot about just being authentic and, being honest, I think. That's just so disingenuous. Unbelievable. You wouldn't treat, and maybe she does. Maybe that is how she treats her friends. But no
I don't know.
way. But no, I mean, that is so rude and
Yeah,
just it lacks depth, it lacks integrity, just all of it. Ugh, just
so,
gross.
so I ended up going to the concert by myself, and I give my extra
Mhm.
ticket to a homeless guy.
Did he go?
I don't know. I think he was trying to sell. He was
Yeah,
trying to get
good.
it and sell it, so maybe he sold it. I don't know. I don't care. Uh,
Wow, that's
but
great.
but that was
Who was it?
that was yeah.
Who
What?
was it?
Who was
Who was
what?
the concert? The concert.
Oh, the concert was Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Experience. This is John Bonham, the
Ah,
drummer of Led Zeppelin, his son. Who it was a great show. He told
that's
lots of
cool.
stories about his father, which I thought was worth the price of admission. So I don't know if that qualifies as horror story, but I'm
Yeah,
just going to say it's like that's just bullshit. How about
it's
that?
total bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it feels like, and I don't want to bag on women, I'm a woman advocate, but that feels like something a woman would do. Like a
yeah,
like a bullshit, weak ass exit.
yeah.
And so again, just be authentic and be honest. Men would do that too, but it just feels like it's more aligned with a woman who doesn't know how to use her voice and be honest.
Yes, I agree. I agree. So there you go. You got two of my stories. Before we move on to the next topic, do you have any other stories you would like to share with our listeners?
Hmm. Well, I do have a catfish story I thought was really funny. It was
Yeah.
great. I
Did
think
I?
I told you this. Did I tell you this one?
I don't. You might have. Catfish
I think
sounds
I told you this
familiar.
one.
I don't know if you were talking about eating catfish or the catfish
Yeah,
story, but
correct. Yes.
something.
Um, so this one's a good one. It's really good because you hear about catfish. There's a movie on it. There's a Netflix series or show on it, and it's a common understanding of what being catfished is. And so I see this really beautiful man. I mean, like, and they kind of look like model pictures. And you're just like, oh my gosh, oh my God. And so we connect and he starts talking to me and he kind of has like broken English. And I said, I don't remember his name. Let's call him John. Well, I can't say John, it's you. Let's call him Philip. And so I said, Philip, because his English is kind of broken and he's using words in a really kind of sophisticated, like a way we wouldn't speak, you know? And so I said, "Are you from somewhere else?" He says, "Yes, I'm from Belgium." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I said, "I sense that with the texting." And he said, "Yes, I'm sorry." So we get to the point we're kind of texting back and forth, and he says, "Well, let's connect on the phone." And I said, "Okay, send me your number because this is part of my keeping safe as a woman on dating sites rule." But I have the guy send the number, and then I have a background app where I can look somebody up, reverse look them up by their phone number. And if it comes back that it's a Google number or something else, then I say, I'm sorry. I have to be honest with you. I run people's numbers to make sure that, you're not a serial killer. And so he said, no, I don't have a phone number. I'll give you my WhatsApp. And I said, well, Philip, WhatsApp's the same. You still have my phone number. And so w- I think it was because he was so gorgeous. And he says, well, let's just talk. Let's just talk via WhatsApp. So we talk. And I'm telling you, this guy, and you'll know why after this. He is probably, I think, 40 and drop dead gorgeous and rock hard. And so we talk and we talk on WhatsApp. And I kid you not, it was probably all of 29 to 42 seconds. And I got off and his voice is really high pitched and kind of fast, broken English. And I get off the phone and I think in my head, he sounds like a very small Chinese man. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but he did not sound tall. He did not sound Belgian. He did not sound European. He sounded like he spoke Mandarin as his first language. And that's the first thing that came to me. He sounds like a small Chinese guy. So I'm texting with him, blah, 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 but he doesn't want to do any more phone. So we're texting. And I'm getting I have a masseuse that comes because I have a bad back. And so I've known her for a long time and I'm telling her about it. I don't tell many people about these things because for obvious reasons. So I'm telling her about it. And I said, it's just weird. It just feels like it's a catfish. And I just have such an amazing gut instinct. And I'm so grateful for it. And I said, I just know it's a catfish. And she goes, well, why don't you reverse image the picture you have? And I was like, oh my God, because I have my background app, and I couldn't use that on this. And so I kind of have these little hurdles to go over. I had not thought about doing the reverse picture. So I put it in Google, and sure as shit, it's a Brazilian soccer player, a professional soccer player. I mean, hello, no wonder, right? I mean,
Right.
he's gorgeous. And so I'm like laughing. I'm not ashamed. I don't care. I got totally catfished. And it
Totally.
probably was a little Chinese guy. And I don't mean that I mean, but that's why I pictured him. I just pictured him small and in a small little apartment in New York, which is where the number pinged from. And he's trying to catfish me.
Wow. Well, well, that's a
Isn't that a
great
good story?
that's a
I think it's a
great
great
story.
story.
I think it's a great Halloween horror story. I have a question.
Ooh.
So this is spurred off of that story.
Hmm.
Do women do you care about how tall a guy is? Because you said little Asian guy. So do you really care or do women care? I think they do. I think I've
You said
seen
Asian. Are you correcting me? Is
what did you
Chinese
say?
inappropriate?
I
Well,
don't
I
know.
just said
I think
no.
everything's inappropriate. Yeah.
I know. I just wanted to be sensitive, and I'm very open to being corrected.
I'm not the guy to correct you. So,
Okay, got it. Okay, no. I'm
so
speaking from the heart.
do women care about that? Do you care?
I think it depends on the woman.
All
I
right.
think, yeah. No, I think
How tall are you?
5'5", a little bit shy of 5'5".
All right. So, do you want a guy who's 5'4"? Do you care?
Yes, I don't want somebody who's 5'4", and I don't want somebody who's 5'6".
You don't want anybody 5'6", five. Do I hear
No.
5'7"? Going once, going twice, 5'7". Is that your
No
cutoff? What's your
bitters, no
cutoff?
bitters. No, I think it depends. There's so much. If you were to ask me if I like height, yes, I love height. And I also, the last time we met, I said I want it all. But I also know, if I find the perfect match and he's 5'9", then it's a perfect match. That's not a deal killer for me. If
Okay.
does that make sense? But it is a big issue for me normally. So I think it depends. Depends on who you're talking about.
Okay. So
What about, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say I don't care because I think I've known some short women who have complex about being short and they don't think they can get a guy. I don't think guys care. Well, I don't care how tall somebody is. Generally, you don't see women over 6 foot or 6'1". That's pretty
True.
extreme. I mean, I'm 6'1", so I can clear. I'm above most
Could
women,
you
but
imagine if somebody was like, "Hi, John."
yeah, and they talk like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they had big hands.
right. I mean, I have a rule. I don't want any girl to be able to beat me up. Like if they can beat me up, I'm just not going there. That's just in case it comes to that at some
It has
point.
nothing to do with size about beating somebody up.
I realize that. Look, there is domestic abuse. Come on, right? It goes both ways.
Oh, I wasn't talking abuse at all. I was talking about like I thought you were underestimating us that are small but mighty.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying,
Okay.
like, yeah, I don't want anybody who can physically overpower me. How about that?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, it's just more of like a masculine feminine thing.
No, I understand that. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I've never actually been in a fist fight with a girlfriend or a woman.
Oh,
So
that'd be
I I can
terrible,
proudly
wouldn't it?
say that I've never, not
Yeah.
even, no,
Not even
nothing like
close.
that, nothing like
Not
that,
even close.
nothing
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
So
Yeah.
that begs the question. This is spurring off that. off that, then now off that. It's just a double spur. It's what I call it.
Double
What
spur.
what should be in somebody's profile? Like, if you
Mm.
want somebody over 5, 6, 7, are you going to lay that down in black and white in your 150 character limit, or depending on what app you're using,
Yeah, yeah.
or are you going to just weed that out through your swiping? Is it going to be a filter?
I think it's a filter.
It's a
I
filter.
mean, I think I have a good friend that used to say, I mean, don't be a dick, is what she'd say. And so, I mean, I think don't be a dick, don't be like egregiously in your face, but other people would say, put it out there. I just think you have the filters. You say, from this age to this age, you say smoker, non-smoker, and then you put a height in. There's different things you put in. And so I think, no, I don't think you need to write it in your profile. No, I don't think so. That
So
feels a little aggressive.
what is too much in your What is how much is not enough in a profile, and how much? I hate the profiles that there's just nothing. There's no text. There's just pictures, and there's like
Oh yeah.
the vitals. I'm like, if you're not going to take the time to write anything about yourself, and a lot of people just say, I don't really know what to write. I don't know really what to write, and I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
like,
I know.
if you
None of
can't
us
write something
do.
about yourself, well, right, but at least put yourself out there a little
Yeah,
bit and figure it
exactly.
out.
Yeah.
So
Figure
what
it out.
what should you put in there? Like, how specific or how non-specific should you be when you're talking about yourself in your profile?
Mm,
I think everybody wants to know this answer. Now that we've got the universal symbols for
that's right.
like and yes,
Come in and
yeah, that's right. Stay away.
yeah, stay
So
away.
what are we putting? What are we putting in the profile? Like, are we putting a
Gosh.
lot about yourself, what you're looking for? Like, what's the balance there? What's the right answer? Like, we're experts here. We're both in the psychology field, right? We talk to
Hmm.
people. We do this for a living. So they're looking to us for guidance at this point.
Good luck. Good luck.
Well, I will take it. I will take it. I think you've got to put yourself out there. I think you've got to lay some cards on the table. If you're going to put yourself on a dating app, it's a risk, right? We all
It's
know
totally
that.
risky. It's so courageous,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes, and we
Very
need to
courageous.
and right after this we're going to talk
Hmm.
about speaking about the risk, the safety and all
Good.
that. We
Hmm.
need to take about that. But I think you got to put yourself out there. So when I'm looking at a profile, I don't just look at the pictures. Okay, everybody says guys don't look at, they don't read the profile. Well, guess what? I read the profiles because I
Yeah.
want to see what somebody's made of. Maybe I'm atypical. That's okay. I can live with that.
Hmm.
But I look and I see the picture, and if the picture is somebody that looks physically attractive, or I might find physically attractive, then I'm going to read and I'm going to say, okay, is there substance here? What's she like? What is she
I love
like?
that you say physically attractive. It's so polite.
What do you want to say?
I just say hot as f. I mean,
Okay, of course you
or
do.
hot.
Of course you do. That's right. That's right. I'm trying to be.
You're so sophisticated professional. I know it's very good. You're a good influence.
Well, I don't know about that,
It's good.
but so yeah. So I think putting you know putting yourself some not like super
Yeah, I know.
personal trauma stuff in there, but some sense of who you are. So when I did wilderness therapy, I used to have as an assignment, I used to all my kids, they were young adults, write a online dating profile as part of an assignment, as part of an
That's good.
identity, so they could
Mhm.
like describe
That's good.
themselves and they could like talk about what they're looking for because they're figuring out themselves and who they are and all that. And it was just kind of a way, and it wrapped it in kind of a fun package for them to do, and then to have them read it. So, and then
Mhm.
we do a little dating role play and things like that. So I think
I'm
you
going to
got to
be
put yourself out
honest.
there. Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. As a woman, I don't think I'm willing to put myself out there. I mean,
Okay.
I just don't think I'm very conservative. I mean, I'm kind of like touch on points. Like, yeah, I like game night. I mean, I like tequila. I like, concerts, live music. I mean, I kind of talk about those things. Like, I but that's all I'm willing to share. I think it's if I were to really share, I'm not so sure anyone would call back, to be honest.
Well,
I mean,
so
no, in terms of just like uh, using the language that I use, and I mean, I think it's I don't know.
but
I think I
that's
tone it
what
down.
I'm looking for. That's what I personally am looking for. I'm looking for that profile that's a little different, a little bit
Hmm.
bolder, a little bit like, hey, you can really funny, some humor, like not just the
But
run of the mill stuff.
it can be taken as over the top and too much and push people away, I think you have to come into yourself a little slow.
Well, you've already got hundreds and hundreds of options to sort from, so great if it pushes some people away. I just think like if I were
Mm,
to write a profile about yourself, okay, I'm going to write it for you right here.
I don't know if I want to hear it. I don't know if I want to hear it. I really don't know, but go ahead. Kind of
I'm
curious.
just like, this is off the cuff, right?
Oh shit.
Strong, independent
Hmm.
female who speaks her mind, who
That's scary.
loves to laugh,
Mm,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Who isn't afraid of anybody's judgment.
Hmm.
That's how I would start it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, do you think people out there on that? First of all, that's really sweet. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take that
Welcome.
as in the. Mm, okay. Um, thank you. I'm not so sure that I think that's freaks. I think that freaks guys out
But that's who you are.
for
So
sure.
so if it freaks him out, then good weed out. Like that's
Yeah, yeah, you're
let him
right.
freak it out.
Mm,
Like that's who you are. I mean, and so you're
yeah,
not
you're
gonna
right.
hide. Yeah, I'd rather like
Mhm.
know now than like wait 7 dates in and then find out. Oh, this person's and maybe I'm not looking for that. Maybe some people are.
She's a little, yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you.
I see. I personally like that profile, but I know a lot of guys don't. I've
Mhm.
heard people say, I don't think they like that I'm a strong, independent woman. I think a lot of guys don't want that, and that's okay.
Correct. You're
We
right,
that
and I don't want that guy. I
then
don't
we
want that guy.
You
Hmm.
don't want what guy
The guy who doesn't want a strong, independent woman.
for sure.
I
So
mean,
weed
yeah,
them out. Weed them out. Weed them
yeah.
out.
That's a good point. That is a good point. That's I think as a woman, I'm taking that. That's really strong. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, you want me to write yours?
Oh boy, here we go.
Ba, 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 bum. A handsome, active, authentic, very interesting, and fun as shit guy.
I like it. I'll write that. That's it.
Okay.
And also I got to add humble at the end too. So
Am I writing it or are you writing
no,
it?
I'll write it. I'm not going to say
Dun, dun,
I'm a
dun.
handsome, blah blah blah. Like
No, but you can say I'm a charming, active, relatively intelligent guy who has some insight and da 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 da. You just put it in like a humble way. That's your humbleness.
right, right.
Yeah.
So by the way, I had a listener comment, and they say they want a future episode on life as a therapist. So I got to put that
Oh,
out there.
that sounds boring, doesn't
Well,
it?
it depends. Not with us. I don't think it's going to be boring. I
Like
think,
life is a, tell them what our lives are like. I'm not,
yeah, like well, just how it is navigating dating or as a
oh,
therapist, things like that. I assume is what she means.
okay,
So,
interesting.
anyways, so
Well,
Ashley,
there's
if you're
no stories
listening,
because we can't date anybody that we know or we meet through our work or so there's I mean,
right? Well, I think a lot of people are turned off by therapists and they don't want
oh
to
for sure.
be analyzed and all that kind of stuff. All right,
Mhm, yeah.
last topic because we're getting to that hour mark. So,
Mhm.
did I say we're on YouTube? And then YouTube? It's at Naked Truth 9999 and on Instagram the dot Naked Truth podcast. Please subscribe, like on YouTube, and comment. We love comments. Jen was waiting all week for comments to come in, and I kept saying, just relax, relax.
Yes.
So
Oh
we
yeah.
love comments. And if you're going to just listen to this on Apple or Spotify or anywhere you can find podcasts, please subscribe because at some point we would like to retire and move to some tropical island.
Yeah,
And
there
if
you
we
go.
get enough subscribers, we might be able to do that. You could just fly there. Apparently, you don't even have to take a plane. So I
Who?
think, oh well, Wonder Woman has a plane. That's right. She does have a plane.
Oh, you're right. You're
That's right.
right. Yes. I know. I
Right.
was
And maybe
admiring
by then I will get out of the. I don't know if this is even 70s or 80s. It's kind of a
70s, I think.
mix.
That's
70s.
pretty
Okay.
cool. Yeah. I know those who are listening don't even get to see the costumes.
I know we do have costumes. If you're listening, we did dress up. I think Jen
Hmm.
is in a Wonder Woman costume, and that's right, demonstrating the "Don't touch me,
Don't
uh,
kiss me. Yes.
don't kiss me," and the I am in this kind of disco, multicolored gold chain, black T-shirt,
Hmm.
aviator glasses,
Yeah.
and curl wig. So I think it's a good look for me. I might
It
have
is. It is good.
my hairdresser uh, kind of
Dye
do
and grow
something
your
like
hair
that.
out.
Yeah,
Hmm.
maybe.
Yeah.
I've still got a full head of hair. Thank God. Bless you. Thank you. So I could do anything at
It's
this
not
point.
that full. That's really full. That is a
Well, it's not
That's
as
like
full as this. That's
that's like
right.
a 12-year-old's hair.
That's right. If I let my hair grow, it would get crazy. Trust me. But
Wow.
all right. So the safety piece, the safety
Mm,
of dating. What do you want to say to our listeners about how do you protect yourself? You kind of have alluded to a few things
yeah.
earlier. So how would you do that?
So this is I had dinner with lunch with a girlfriend who's getting divorced about maybe 2 weeks ago, and she says, "Jen, say that on your show." And I said, "Okay." She goes, "Tell everybody those things you told me." So I think dating online. I mean, it's just not what it was when we were younger. And there's it could be anybody. It could be a catfish. So I always have somebody send me their number, and then I have an app on my phone. It's $30 a month, and I reverse their number, and then I find out who they are. And I've had people that I've looked up who are have felonies for prostitutes, for battery, for domestic violence. I have one guy that what served time. I mean, I think who knows? I don't know what it was for, but I do the background and then I say, "Hey, it's not going to work out. Thanks so much. I'm going to move on." But it's like, holy shit. I mean, that is dodging a major bullet, right? I
Yep.
mean,
Yep.
that is I always say I have too much to lose. I'm a
Right.
single mom. I have two girls that live with me right now. I have a career. No way. So that's the one is get the background app, and there's several ones. You can just put it on Google and find one. The other thing is I tell people, and I told this to my girlfriend, get people's papers. And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yep, get their papers. Here's my paper." And she's like, "What does that mean?" I said, "You don't sleep with anyone unprotected without getting their papers for STDs. We've lived this long. Could you imagine what a major suck it would be to get something you can't get rid of? So
Uh,
show your papers."
yeah. So those are great suggestions. I had somebody probably 12, 13 years ago. I never told my Iceland story. I'll save that for another podcast. But uh, I had somebody about 12, 13 years ago say that I needed to be tested before we were going to sleep together. And it was the first time that anybody really said it to me. I did. And I was like,
Hmm.
okay. I didn't want to, I'll be honest. Like, I'm just like, I'm good, whatever. But I
I'm
did.
good.
Yeah, just take my word for it.
I'm
Come on.
good.
Scout's honor.
You're
Uh,
right. Okay.
right. So,
No
yeah,
thanks.
that's right. So I went and I got it, and I was fine, all good. But ever since then, I have done that to everybody else,
Yeah.
and so I've. At night, the nice thing is it slows things down, and I
Hmm.
have had this might go into the horror story kind of thing, somewhat, but it's such a delicate, sensitive subject. So, if we're talking about STD, herpes two, the genital herpes, and nobody wants to talk about it, but this is the naked truth. So we're gonna roll with it. So I was dating somebody, 2, 3 dates, and after our third date, I think we went into my car, and she's like, "I have something to tell you," And I'm like, oh my gosh, like the things that would ran through my mind,
It
you know,
does.
is she married? Whatever, like what's going on here? Is she a Russian spy? I don't know. So, so she goes, she said, so about, X amount of years ago, I was with this guy and blah, blah, blah. And he gave me herpes. And I said, and so I just needed to tell you that. And I said, well, thank you for telling me.
Mm.
That's the first thing you should say always.
Very honorable of her.
So hard. I know how hard that was for her to say that. And so I said, I need to educate myself before I say anything. And so give me a couple days. And so I went and I educated myself. And after educating myself, I was not comfortable proceeding. And so what I said was, hey, just want to let you know that I've done some research and I'm not comfortable proceeding. And then she got angry and said, you don't have any faith in us or whatever it was. It was not. And I'm going to give her a pass just because I think
I agree.
that's such a hard thing to say, and that's really, I mean, it's not going to kill you. It's not like HIV used to be where it's a death
Yep.
sentence. It's not going to kill you, but it's the stigma associated with it,
It's
really.
hard. Mm-hmm.
And there's, somewhere 20%, 25% of people have it. So if you haven't run into it, you're going to. So what she said to me was, 6 guys before you did not care. And I was like, well, this is why STDs spread. It's
That's
like,
right.
it's like people just like, oh, whatever, I'll just kind of, thing. And, everybody
Wow.
makes their own choice,
Of course.
and that's fine. I respect it. But I mean, how could you not at least give some caution or like, hey, let's wait. Let's just not go to that place for a few months and see if this is going to work or something. But I think a lot of people don't care, and that's good. You don't care, you don't care.
To each his own. Yeah.
To each their own. That's right. So,
How brave of her, and truly honorable to be upfront, because not everybody would do
yes,
that. So,
yes,
and I can see how, I think who knows where she is in her life, but um, I would have felt a little bit better if she'd cried and said, I'm so sad, versus getting angry. But
right.
who knows what she comes to the table with? We all have shit.
Sure,
So, you know
sure.
what? Honorable and kind, and I
And
believe that all comes out in the wash. So that's
she did
hmm
text me, I don't know, 2 or 3 months later. She said, I want to thank you for saying what you said. I've now met
ah,
somebody and down in a couple hours away, and we have a beautiful relationship. And I'm like, great, I'm happy
oh,
for you. So
hmm
so I mean,
lovely.
when it comes to my health, like that's my number
Yeah.
one in my life is just
hmm
I'm going to protect my health if I can. And
Absolutely.
yeah, that's just where I'm at. And I know that not everybody feels that way, and that's okay. But do your research, is what I would say. Research
Yeah.
it, look it up, have people tested. Don't just jump into bed with people. It's going to take some
Yeah.
time to go get tested and get the results. So it does slow things down, which in my opinion is not a bad thing. I
hmm
know everybody's just in a hurry. It's just like slow down, and take your
Yeah.
time. So, Jen, I think
Mhm.
this has been.
Wait,
Oh,
there
wait.
was one more thing.
There
Hold on.
was? What?
Background check, STDs. Oh, and the phone number. That was it. 3 things.
All right. That was an
I got them
inadvertent
all out.
wait. That's right. That's right. I think you just stopped me. I was on a roll, and now I have to get it back. I have to get the energy
No,
back.
sorry. I'm going to give it back to you.
All right. I think this has been at least our second best podcast we've ever done. Don't you think?
We'll see when we go over it.
Right.
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. We're a little, it's Halloween. We're a little
Takes a
looser
lot to
tonight.
impress me.
We're a little looser tonight, and that's cool. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you subscribe, like, and comment, and all the things I already talked about. And always remember to keep exploring your naked truth. We will see you next time.
Bum, bum,
Bye.
bum, bum.